All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to Tellor Dev Call, July 10th. Yeah, slowly working our way through. Lots of fun stuff. Just posted a deep dive today with Interlay. I'm like shilling the deep dives in it right now, but that one's super cool. Go look at that. I just posted that. But yeah, this week we're going to be working on quite a bit of stuff. The exciting news too. Coburn reached out to us from Compound, so apparently there's a discussion going on about oracles and Compound on other chains. So if you're watching this, go help us. We're going to be posting some stuff in their community. And Compound proposing Tellor as kind of an option for Compound on some of these other chains. Yeah, we'd love your support over there. And then if you guys also like, one of their devs that we've had a relationship pointed that out to us, but like our best biz dev is like other people telling us there's an Oracle opportunity here. Go find it. Go, message these devs. And so the more we can get community kind of involved in that process, it's huge.
Also really cool that someone from Compound thought of us and asked us to get involved. It's just,
Well, I mean, we've met him in real life and stuff, so
sure.
He's not quite a full, but yeah. Anyway, and then I got a few articles coming out. Gotta hopefully finish them this week, but it'll be fun. Yeah. Ryan, so you're doing a bunch of stuff with the data feed. How's that going?
Yeah, I was just mostly closing out some issues. But as far as this week, I'm going to definitely focus on the Compound 3, where they're at, what's going on in the. Right now, the forums are having some technical issues, but there's plenty of material in the Discord that I'm going to peruse and just see where we're at on the status on that. Get involved in the conversation.
Cool. Tim?
Yeah, so I am working on research on Cosmos. And the other thing is I'd like to propose that we could deploy the data specs registry to testnet this week.
Did you guys finish testing on it?
No, but I think yeah, we're wrapping up the function test, and I think I would propose to get it on testnet this week, I think.
Yeah, maybe Brenda and I can sit and we can do an audit on it this afternoon or something.
Yeah.
And then we'll go make sure it looks good. But yeah, no, I mean it's been sitting there for a while, and it's not, although we will finish testing and everything like that, it's not the most complex systems out there. It's a relatively simple registry contract, so we'll make sure we get it done right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't want to make it look like we're not doing all the due diligence, but it is just testnet, and it's like, yeah, a very simple system, and it's not really controlling any funds. I guess it's kind of transferring a fee, but yeah, it's like very low risk, basically.
It does control some funds, right?
Well, yeah, but the funds get transferred directly from that contract to some recipient. So I guess something messed up could happen there, but anyways, yeah, I think it's good for testnet.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, I mean, maybe we can do it. Yeah. And then, I mean, ideally, we're going to be posting it. Like, this would probably be on mainnet, right? But like eventually. But I mean, it could be on any chain, right?
It really could. Yeah.
Could be
any chain.
Maybe we want to think about where we want to post it, just because mainnet's kind of pricey. No.
Yeah, exactly.
Super cheap. Anyway, they have to fix some things first, but it's a different issue for your Gnosis chain, folks. You know about it. Anyway, cool. Thanks, Tim. Yeah. And Spuddy, how's things going?
Great. I was out most of last week, so I'm still getting caught up. I see a couple issues and stuff to work on.
Has anybody reached back out about the Brazilian real? Or that's
I think that's on hold.
Okay.
I talked to that guy. He is finishing up something he's working on for his day job. So
Love it.
I'm just stay in touch with him. Alternity protocol, haven't talked to them in a long time.
Yep. Yeah, I mean it's an interesting time for the space right now. If you guys aren't feeling it on Twitter, it's pretty low.
Really boring.
It's-
Everything's so boring right now.
It's super boring and teams are like fading away. Like it's like, people like interest it feels like, 2019, like where people are like, fucking I'm out, guys. like it's like that. Yeah, it's a super big slog. And I mean, if for those watching and for the team and everything like that, like it happens. You got to just try and refocus and try and remember, like refocus on like, even if the price doesn't go back up, what can you build that you'll still be proud of, that you'll still sort of, to make a difference, to make, something that actually lasts and get some usage. And that's what we focus on because, yeah, I mean, prices come back. Cryptos hasn't died many times. So
and we're seeing a lot of like small projects reach out because they're thinking about doing something, and then we don't hear from them for a while, but there's like a lot of those right now.
Well, I think it's super interesting because like if a project raises a ton of VC money and they need an oracle, then they're more likely to like be able to pay, they'll like go after Chainlink or something like that because they want something big and trusted, and they don't necessarily care about decentralization. But now it's like guys with day jobs launching projects, they're like, listen, like I don't want to go to prison for this, like I want this thing as decentralized as possible with liveness guarantees, so I don't have to, if I die then the whole project isn't dead. And so like it like almost makes people care about decentralization whenever things are low like this, and it's kind of showing in our in our experience at least. So yeah, super cool. Mike,
I hope you guys got a chance to check out the Twitter space with Raft Protocol on Friday.
Thursday.
Oh, hi. Hey guys, I'm always, well, anyway, I was off screen.
You're still up.
Yeah, so we, no, I'm ring back. So Tim did a Twitter space with Raft Protocol, moderated by Torgan from Chain Security, and did a great job. And we'll get the recording posted for those that couldn't catch it live. It was recorded. Yeah, it was a good space. It was boring if you're not interested in oracles, but for us, we are interested in the boring topics of oracles. And they did a little bit of digging into kind of how, sort of the nitty gritty of sort of how we work in a liquidity-based protocol. So if you're interested, definitely check it out. And more importantly, we saw a pretty decent turnout for the Twitter space. And this is kind of like part of what we're trying to do when we partner with new protocols. We try to do a Twitter space, we have them into our community, we go into one of their town halls. And this was the first time we did one with the Blockchain Oracle Summit people. And Raft is going to be there out in the Blockchain Oracle Summit. As you know, Brenda's going out there, and I've been supporting Brenda and having a full agenda when she's out there. And I think it's going to be a great week with basically 3 summits that Brenda's going to be in and around. Brenda, you can speak more to that if you'd like, but yeah. So I'm going to still work on getting you more things to do while you're in Paris when you get out.
Thank you.
For those that don't know, it starts next week. There's going to be a stable summit on the 15th, and then it goes into EthCC, and then afterwards the Blockchain Oracle Summit. So, yeah, should be good.
Cool. Ryan, any questions?
Oh yeah, so Mayumos asked, would be cool if we could see how secure data feed is. For example, data feed based on just one API gets a very low trust score. A data feed with 12 or more, perhaps a very good score. That might be, I don't know how would you rate, who would be the ones rating that? would be the question. But
Like a measurement of robustness.
yeah, I guess you could just have a count of how many APIs.
Well, it's super tough how secure. Was he talking about APIs or reporters?
APIs.
APIs, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's,
You can't really, because the number of APIs that are reported with is not on chain. Like just the value that was pulled from the APIs is stored on chain.
yeah, we don't do the specific API numbers. And I mean, even if like, so there's like two issues whenever it's coming to data robustness. Like you have like the number of, like if you wanted, like, let's say you had a specific API, like the ETH dollar, like if you specified like, we want CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap, and Coinbase, like you could say like you wanted those 3 APIs, and like, there's one thing, like, what's the robustness of those APIs? But like with Tellor, since we don't actually even use APIs, like people do use APIs, but like on chain, like disputable. If the API reports the wrong value, you're still going to get disputed. Like you could theoretically manually go and grab each of those values and type them in and submit them. So like Tellor's different in that way, in that there's a lot of robustness. Obviously, it would be a whole lot slower if you had to go manually type everything in. But if there's tips for it and you can do that, yeah, by all means. Like, so in that way, we've like sort of separated out some of the API risk that's just inherent in other protocols. And I mean, in the other sense too, there's a lot of price risk as far as the actual data that's coming from the exchanges. So, like if you're doing, this is a big problem with like super shit coins, like, I won't name any, but if you have a super shitty shit coin and there's only 2 exchanges, like, that are in Australia and Korea, and they have $10,000 of TVL on them, like, it's a bad data feed. Like, even if the APIs are always up, like, that, you can go throw the price.
Even if you have multiple APIs, the APIs could still be the weak link. Like what happened a few years ago when the CoinMarketCap API was showing crazy prices.
Oh, it just glitched, yeah.
Yeah, so this happened years ago. I don't know when, but I can't remember the exact time.
It was BZX.
Well, yeah, so CoinMarketCap started giving crazy high values for all these cryptocurrency prices. And then we found, like, come to find out, it threw that same glitch through the prices on CoinGecko, because CoinGecko was getting their price from CoinMarketCap. Chainlink got thrown because they were getting their prices from multiple APIs that were using CoinMarketCap. So sometimes even using multiple APIs isn't enough, because all those APIs are using each other.
Yeah.
They're just from the exchange, I guess.
It's definitely hard to give it a hard number, because it has to do with not just the API, the liquidity of the asset, how it's being asked and by the actual user. Like if the user actually is very specific about what they want, they open themselves up for some risk there. But there is a spectrum of, like, something that's very specific. It's gonna probably not be as robust as something like, just give me the price of ETH without any APIs. Then you have a lot more options and a lot less targets for attack. I don't know if anybody has any ideas on how to come up with something like that to measure it. We're happy to listen, but it is a tough question.
Because you'd ultimately have to then trust our measurements. It's just adding more and more trust to the system.
Well, it's hard to apply the same methodology. Like, for example, we were just going to be basing it on liquidity and the amount of APIs that they use. What do you do with something that is more vague, like give me the price of ETH or give me the price of Bitcoin, where there's a lot more resources for people to choose, but there's really not going to be one specific API within the data spec. Then, the score might be lower there because of the way that you implement the methodology for it, and it doesn't make sense. But assuming that I don't know, we can think about it.
Cool. We did get a question from Nicholas25. I thought this might be good for just community information, but do we have a governance forum, and or where do we discuss improvement proposals?
Discord.
Yeah.
Ask a question, we'll talk about it here. No, I mean, we don't really do the forum thing.
And we don't have improvement proposals anymore.
Yeah, there is
We-
really no governance.
Right, we used to, I think at this point, because we're not really
Upgradable.
set up to be doing upgrades, that's not really a priority. And all of that used to exist, and we removed it because of the risk on the last upgrade.
Kind of lame, like
weeks
there's
ago, so.
no discussion on a lot of them. Okay. I don't know, like sometimes it can be helpful, but just talk in the Discord to feel, you know.
Mhm.
it's-
Nicholas,
It's a cool idea, we'll look at it.
Nicholas25, if you're watching, feel free to ask anything in the Discord, and we'll talk it out.
Yeah. Yeah, make a proposal, go do it. I mean, that's like, since it's all like decentralized now, like we can't upgrade it, like, it's not like you need to do a proposal and the system needs to approve it, like, if you want to go make a change to something, just go make the change and see if people adopt it. You know, or try and get people to do it in the Discord, like, you know, if you want to go build a new reporter, you can go build a new reporter and start doing it, you know? Like, we're trying to build a registry where you can register some query IDs, but like, it actually doesn't change the protocol at all. It's just for like sort of self-clarifying on the outside. It's fine. So anything else?
Yeah, well, Chewy was asking about what were the EVM calls for, and then he followed up with, are they just for testing?
That's for Karen. Most likely, I'm guessing.
Mhm.
Just some tipping.
That's it.
That's it. Super cool. Yeah, guys. Well, thank you guys very much for hopping on. Talk to you all next week. Go talk to Brenda.
If anybody's in Paris next week, let me know.
Or if you know somebody who also is out in Paris that Brenda should talk to.
Definitely.
All right. We shall talk to you guys then.